morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the entire Murrieta City Council, Mayor Pro Tem Cindy Warren, Council members John Lavelle, Ron Holliday, and Lisa DeForest, we thank you for joining us for our annual Memorial Day Observance ceremony. Today we gather to pay tribute to the courageous men and women who made the ultimate sacrifice in service to our nation. In Murrieta, our military members hold a special place in our hearts every single day. But Memorial Day gives us a chance to step back and express our gratitude and honor our fallen heroes for their unwavering commitment to preserving a country of freedom. And we must never forget that. It is because of their selfless dedication and sacrifice that we can cherish the freedoms we enjoy here in the United States of America today. Today we reflect and remember our fallen and brave men and women. Please welcome and please stand for the Murrieta Mesa High School NJROTC to present the colors, followed by Soli Fala and Ava Fala for singing the national anthem.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched, we're so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rattling, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner
Thank you, Soli, and thank you, Ava. Can you hear me? Is this on? Okay, great. Thank you so much. And thank you to the Murrieta Mesa High School NJROTC. Please, for your seat, welcome Chaplain Chris Decknall for our invocation.
Good morning. If you might indulge me, I come from the East Coast where that song was originally written, and so I might share a little history with you to bore you this morning. The Memorial Day order issued by Grant Army of the Republic Commander-in-Chief John A. Logan in 1868 that the President has requested is to issue each year a proclamation calling on the people of the United States to observe Memorial Day by praying, according to their individual religious faith, for permanent peace. It designated a period of time in which that would be prayed for, unite together in prayer at that time, and the media to support in joining and observing the Memorial Day period of prayer. Memorial Day originally began as Decoration Day. It was a custom of placing flowers upon grave sites, which is an old Roman custom. This began shortly after the Civil War, but did not become a federal holiday until 1971. In 1871, Frederick Douglass feared Americans were forgetting the Civil War's impetus, enslavement, and when he gave a Declaration Day speech at Arlington National Cemetery, we must never forget that the loyal soldiers who rest beneath this sod flung themselves between the nation and the nation's destroyers. Unfortunately, those destroyers were we ourselves. In 1861, we called to arms 3 million soldiers and lost 620,000. Antietam lost 23,000 in one day, Gettysburg at 51,000 in one day. Americans against Americans, families divided. And yet there's a story where two night guards were standing together talking Confederate Union. And in the morning when they were told, the Confederate was told to fire a shot to start the battle, he refused 2 orders. And finally he said, "Hey Yanks, we're coming, get ready," and then fired his shot. They continued to have unity because they were brothers against brothers. In the wilderness battle of Spotsylvania, 160,000 men set the woods on fire. The Confederacy threw up a flag of truce to say, "Let us get our men out of here." Their hands burned from grabbing bodies on fire, and yet took the time to shake hands at the end in unity. Yes, the impetus of the Civil War was slavery, but Lincoln's purpose was unity. He wrote, "My paramount object in this struggle is to save the Union, and is not either to save or to destroy slavery." It's Ronald Reagan who said, "Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it to our children in the bloodstream. It must be fought for, protected, and handled on for them to do the same." It was Franklin D. Roosevelt who said, "Those who have long enjoyed such privileges as we enjoy forget in time that men have died to win them." Today, let us remember the cost and pray for peace in our nation. As Brevet Lieutenant Colonel Edmund B. Whitman in 1868 said, "That nation which respects and honors its dead shall ever be respected and honored itself." Let us then pray, honoring every man and woman who fought and died to protect the freedoms we now exercise. Will you join me in prayer? Heavenly Father, creator of all things, we confess that we have not always remembered the blessings we have in the freedoms of this country, the strength in our unity, and the sacrifice of all who have died to serve and protect our way of life. Forgive us, Lord God, and teach us the path to peace. Help us to celebrate our differences, to learn from each other, and yet cherish that we are all created equal. Empower us to live in peace and see the greater good is to remain faithful to you and one another above any difficulties the world may throw at us. One nation, under you, God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain Chris Decknall. You may please be seated. Again, good morning. My name is Lori Stone. I am the 2024 Mayor of the City of Murrieta. Today, we pause to reflect and honor the men and women who have given their all to protect our freedoms. Their courage, dedication, selflessness remind us of the true cost of liberty. Each fallen soldier represents a unique story of valor and leave behind a legacy of commitment to our nation, because they're sacrifices that we can enjoy the privileges of living in a country of freedom. The spirits of our military heroes inspire us to serve as a reminder of the debt of gratitude we owe them. Let us all remember the families who have endured the loss of their loved ones. The strength and resilience they show stand as a powerful testament to the unwavering spirit of our nation. Murrieta is dedicated to preserving the memories of our fallen heroes and supporting our veterans. If there are any veterans among us today, that we ask that you please stand so we may express our heartfelt gratitude for your service. Murrieta remains steadfast in our community to standing alongside our military members and their families. We pledge to continuously demonstrate our support by upholding the values for which they so valiantly fought to protect. This morning, I have the privilege to introduce our keynote speaker, Dustin Nigg. Dustin served in the Marine Corps for 16 years with 3 combat deployments in Iraq and Africa. His last duty, he served as a senior enlisted advisor for a unit of 125 Marines. Please welcome Dustin Nigg. His 3 daughters, Mina Nigg, 15 years old, Lucy Nigg, 13 years old, and Anna Nigg, 10 years old.
Morning. So Mayor Stone, she asked me to speak, and I thought to myself, what does anyone want to hear from me? But I think I have a decent story to tell, or something at least, that I thought it would be relevant to explain what Memorial Day means to me, and I'm sure we all have the basic premise of what it means to us collectively, right? But for instance, for me, I think about not just those that gave the ultimate sacrifice, right, but those that are also left behind, especially those kids. I mean, they sacrificed, right, and they didn't even mean to, they didn't want to, but that family and those kids that were left behind, they end up sacrificing just as much in a different way for their country. So I mean, for me, that's why I see Memorial Day, and I felt it would be prudent for me to share those types of things. I also wanted to say, Happy Memorial Day. I know that the premise behind the day is can be solemn, and it should be. But I'm okay saying Happy Memorial Day because we live in a country that recognizes and values those that came before us and the sacrifices that they made. And to me, that makes me happy. It makes me happy that we live in a country that celebrates and recognizes that. So that may be, sometimes, further outside of the norm. And, you hear those guys on, Facebook, and it's a, don't say happy, don't be barbecuing. They want you in your bed all day reading the Bible or something. In my head, you should be outside barbecuing. You should be enjoying the things that people have given their all for. I mean, if we're not doing that, then what are we doing, right? I'll read something to you. This is the old adage that talks about what a veteran, right? What a veteran is. It's a person who at one point in their life wrote a blank check made payable to the United States government up to for an amount up to and including their life, right? And you hear that, you read it, and it's profound in the sense that they were able to put those into words, and it's a nice, easy way for everyone to visualize what that means. And I know that those Marines and soldiers and sailors and airmen and Coast Guardians, if that's the way to say it, right? Coast Guardians, Guardsmen. Anyway, that ultimate sacrifice that was paid. They had no intent, right? No one deploys overseas saying, I'm going to cash this check right now, right? No one thinks their check's going to be cashed. And I can tell you, when you join the military, no one's thinking in so many words, I'm writing this check and I could die, right? You're young and you never really think it's going to happen to you, you know? And that's the beauty of the youth, right? Which leads me to another piece. So, again, how we see Memorial Day, you know, collectively, maybe varies from individual to individual. For me, right, I think about the kids. Well, I can tell you, my wife, she was also in the Marine Corps. She recently passed away, and I'll kind of circle back to how this kind of Memorial Day for us. She was a damn good Marine. Hoorah. She had 4 combat deployments. When you look at it, you step back. She spent 3.5 years just legitimately in Iraq or Afghanistan, not counting the workups or anything else that goes into that. And in between that, we had a family, we had kids. I mean, she even had to go to Afghanistan when we had these 2. And I imagine for a mommy, that's just being extra hard, right? Leaving your little ones when they're 2.5 and 1, whatever they were. It was a mess. It was a crazy 7 months. They had pizza once a week. You know, it was. In fact, okay. Side note. Desiree would show her Marines pictures of the kids. You know, and they would be like, "Hey, Staff Sergeant, not to be rude, but why are your kids always in the same clothes?" And it was because I bought them all clothes, and they were all clean, but we just had a cycle, right? We just pulled the clothes out of the dryer, you know, wash them on Sunday, pull them out of the dryer Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Anyway, efficient, but maybe not, you know, aesthetically pleasing. So, yeah, little cute sweethearts. Anyway, and she had to explain to them the whole. Well, my husband, he's doing his best, you know. Yeah, just funny. So, you know, she got back from Afghanistan. She had the 2 little ones. She immediately had orders to be stationed in Japan, and she was just tired. And she's like, you know, I'm kind of done. I've given 4 deployments to the United States government. I don't want to cash my check. I think we're good. I want to get out. Okay, so she got out of the Marine Corps. Went to cosmetology school, got her bachelor's degree, did a bunch of stuff, right? And I will say this too, for those of you that are cosmetologists, I feel, just because I've been on the other end of that, that should be a damn bachelor's degree in itself. There's so many hours gone into that. Goodness sakes. So if I want to count it that way, she has 2 bachelor's degrees. But, you know, she was doing her thing. We're living life. And this circles back to that blank check, right? And serving your country and what you do. And the things that you don't really know what you're doing until, you know, years have passed. She was part of the invasion in 2003. And back then it was kind of the Wild West with how we just did things, okay? Getting rid of classified material, just all of the things that the military had, we had to get rid of, right, at some point. And they call it burn pits. It's you're exposed to toxins, okay? So think of all the chemicals in a battery, all the chemicals from any kind of electronics, I mean, classified material, feces, just everything. Diesel fuel, particulates, just anything you can imagine. Well, part of her job is being a young Marine, is, being managing the burn pits, doing her thing. I see some heads shaking, and well, that being said, she gets out of the Marine Corps. She's done, and this is 2003. She has deployments after that, and she was diagnosed with stage 4 colorectal cancer of January of last year. And the VA made it a presumptive condition from the burn pits, from the toxins you're exposed to, with certain types of cancers, and my wife's cancer fell into that. Thankfully, it's not where it was not hereditary, so meaning my kids don't have to worry about it. But it was caused, most likely from the burn pits and her service overseas. So that being said, right, you look at giving your life and paying that sacrifice in country. That's typically how previously how I thought of that. And now going through what we went through this last year and thinking of my wife and her ultimately paying the ultimate price for things she did when she was a young 21-year-old, 22-year-old, and getting that cancer and, being exposed to things. You kind of, when you get out, you don't really think that you have to, that check's going to be cashed, right? And unfortunately, her check was cashed, and I look at this day as a day to honor her as well. In my head, it'd be hard pressed to change my mind. She gave her life in service to her country, and it's unfortunate, but I'm proud of her. I love her. I miss her. I'll even cry a little bit too. It's nice, to be able to talk about her, and see the kids up here get to, think of mommy, and be proud of her. She's done so many things to be proud of. Lori, thank you for having us here today. God bless America. And those kids that sang today, who were they? Hey, goodness sakes, she did so good. That was so awesome. Great job. Everyone, thank you for having us, okay? Thank you for listening to me talk. And hopefully today's a good day. We can barbecue and have some beer and, enjoy. Rah. Rah. Ah. All right.
Destin, thank you for your service, and God bless Desiree. I know that you are from Wildemar, but this entire region embraces you. So God bless you. Also, Dustin, I want to let you know that I am a cosmetologist for over 50 years. And I agree with you about the bachelor's degree because we are also psychiatrists. We solve the world. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now read the names of 132 fallen heroes from Riverside and San Bernardino County who are also represented by the flags that you see behind me. We are so grateful for the Murrieta Rotary to display these flags for this weekend's tribute. So thank you so much to Rotary. And I will begin. Edward J. Acosta, Raymond C. Alcaraz, Nicanor A. Alvarez, Alejandro Ayala, Jeffrey C. Baker, Brian J. Valtierra, John C. Barcelona, Cortland Bates Wind, Philip E. Bocas, Jorge A. Molina Bastatista, William M. Bays, Joseph A. Bianco, Aaron J. Belasco, Brian E. Belander, Nathan K. Bouchard,
C.J. Boyd, Brian A. Brewster, Todd J. Bryant, Andrew Mickle Budenas, Dustin Burnett, Michael Cardenas, Louis Carden, Daniel Carlson, Lawrence Carter, Jonathan Castro, Jason Chappelle, Aaron Contreras, Joshua Carell. Alan Kundanga Espertu.
Brian Kenneth Cutter. Michael A. Dog Jr. Stephen P. Daughtry. Zachariah S. Davis. Armando de la Paz. Dwayne W. Dively. Clayton G. Dunn II. Carlo F. Eugenio. Justin A. Everett. William A. Farrar Jr. Dale E. Fracker Jr. Jason Franco. Brian S. Freeman. Victor A. Garcia. Nicholas H. J. Gideon. George A. Gonzalez. Jesus Hugo Gonzalez. Hannah L. Gutterman. Augustin Gutierrez. William Gregory Hall. Fernando B. Hannon. Troy Harris. James F. Hayes. James F. Healy. Armando Hernandez. Michael J. Hinkle II. Stephen Paul Hodges. Eric M. Holk.
Justin T. Hunn, Daniel L. Eshok, Mary J. Jehanikin. Thank you. Troy D. Jenkins, Nigel D. Kelly, Dexter S. Kimball, Rise W. Clonzo, Noah M. Court, Cerise N. A. Cross, Jared M. Landacre, Cody R. Legg, Jesus J. Lopez, Hunter Lopez, Donald C. Macy Jr., Jason W. Marrow, Dylan Morola,
Sean P. Neal, Karine Nikui, Alex Aguero, Marco Omar Nolasco, Michael Padilla, Mark C. Payne, Michael J. Palacios, Ronnie J. Palarios, Joshua M. Palmer, Daniel R. Parker, Cameron K. Payne, Jose R. Perez, Travis D. Blister, Marquez R. Porter, Scott E. Pruitt, Richard Stephen Pooh.
Jacob I. Ramsey, Zachary C. Reif, Mark Rittmeyer, Douglas J. Marenco Reyes, Rafael Reynosa, William D. Richardson, Jeffrey G. Roberson, Alan Rowe, Clinton K. Ruiz, Chris Ruiz, Rudy A. Salcido, Luis D. Santos, Charles O. Sarr, Stephen P. Saxton, Eric M. Seaman.
Anthony R. Seaven, Kevin M. Shea, Tyler M. Shelton, Joshua Brent Showalter, Christopher G. Singer, Kenny F. Stanton Jr., Ming Sun, James M. Swink, Fernando S. Tamayo, Norman R. Taylor III, Jason A. Tetrault, Robert E. Thomas Jr., Andre D. Tyson, Rick Villani.
Brian L. Walker, Aaron J. Ward, Timothy D. Watkins, Christopher R. Webb, Jeremy D. West, Vernon R. Widner, Eric E. Williams, Nicholas Witt, William J. Wiskowich, Keith Yoakum, Ryan C. Young, Scott A. Zimboski.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, Mayor Pro Tem Warren and I will place the wreath in honor of the men and women who ultimately made the sacrifice for our freedom. Ladies and gentlemen, we truly are privileged to live in a country where brave men and women willingly answer the call of duty to protect and serve. Their selfless dedication ensures the safety and security of our country. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to these courageous individuals. On behalf of the entire Murrieta City Council and city staff, we express our sincere appreciation to all who have joined us in honoring these heroes. Please pray for our active military, that God is with them every day, and our veterans who are mentally and physically struggling. God bless Murrieta and God bless America, and thank you for coming out and supporting these brave men and women who paid the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom. Thank you.